Good morning. It's the second day in lockdown, and I just want to share what I felt the Lord was saying this morning. I was reading the story of David and Goliath to my son Joseph when God started speaking. Did you know that the Philistine champion Goliath would come out morning and evening for 40 days and mock the Israelite armies? Now you can imagine this was a big guy, over 9 feet tall, kitted out in full battle gear, and his sword as big as a beam. So following this period of 40 days where their ears have been subjected to these taunts and mockery, that Goliath doesn't even need to say anything. He just needs to appear, and the Israelite armies flee in terror. Now this is the scene that encountered David when he arrived with his brother's sandwiches, and he gets to the camp of the Israelite army, and he is amazed at the terror at which these men are cowering under. And he says, "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine to mock the armies of God?" And in fact, his bravery and his trust in God is mistaken for pride and insolence. So what is the difference here? David, while his brothers were listening for 40 days to the taunts of the enemy, David was going about his father's business. So the first point I want to make is that the kingdom business is continuing. And what are you doing in this time? Are you like the armies of Israel, listening to the taunts of the Philistine army day in and day night? And what are those taunts sound a bit like this. Coronavirus is spreading throughout the world. Coronavirus is going to kill us in the thousands. Coronavirus is painting a picture on our imagination of what our future looks like. So the second story that I want to bring to your attention is a story from the book of Isaiah, chapter 6. And the story starts like this. In the year of King Uzziah's death, I saw the Lord high and lifted up, and his train fills the temple. Now, one can imagine that in the year that a king died in ancient times was a year of great turmoil in a kingdom. It was a time of uncertainty. Potential war may have loomed, just instability in the economy, all sorts of things. So this was happening on the earth in the year that King Uzziah died. But we hear Isaiah, what he says. He says he sees the Lord high and lifted up, and his train fills the temple. The scripture then goes on to describe what's going on in heaven. He sees these burning angels, these seraphim, and they are seated around the throne of heaven, and they are crying out, "Holy, holy, holy. The whole earth is filled with his glory." So while this turmoil is happening on earth, Isaiah is seeing what is going on in heaven. Now, what I want to share is we can be like the armies of Israel who are focused on the taunts of the Philistines at this time, day and night, or we can be like David and Isaiah. David, he wasn't listening to what the Philistines were saying. He was focused on his father's business. He was going about his father's business. Isaiah saw what was going on in heaven while this turmoil was happening on earth. Now, I really feel like it's an opportunity for the church to morning and evening to battle what is going forth on the airwaves. We need to confront what is going forth on the airwaves. We need to disrupt what is going forth on the airwaves with cries of "Holy, holy, holy." The whole earth is filled with his glory, because at this time what the enemy is saying, the whole earth is filled with coronavirus. We want to come against that with declarations of God's majesty. We want to exalt the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. We want to declare his authority upon the earth. We want to take out the sound that is going forth on the airwaves, and the way we do that is with praise and with worship. So I just want to encourage you, don't be like David's brothers who were tuned in to Goliath's taunts morning and evening, but let's be tuning in and partnering with the sound and the song of heaven as we lift our voices in praise and worship. And I really believe that, like David didn't listen to what Goliath was saying. David, as he was going about his father's business, he was able to step into the battle with truth. He heard truth because his mind hadn't been infiltrated with a lie. He was able to hear the truth, and he was able to hear that God was big enough and strong enough to defeat the armies of Israel. So I just want to bless you this morning. I want to bless you with courage, with strength, and lift up your voice and declare, holy, holy, holy. The earth is filled with glory.